Hello friends, this is a demo of my newest Ken Ellis made Keyboard Autoharp. I'll tell you a little more about the specifics of the design in a few minutes, but I wanted to demo what the sound of this harp is like and tell you just a little bit about it first off. So first of all, what I'm going to do is remind everybody that the chord bar set is like a single octave of a piano keyboard. The harp is strung fully chromatically, 37 strings from C to C. Now, one other thing that I've done on this harp is work with Ken to develop what I think is the best low bass incorporation into this kind of harp. Like I said, it's fully chromatic, but the first string is what the standard C would be on a fully chromatic auto harp, C3. And then the next note, C sharp, is C sharp 3. But the next note, D, I've lowered to the D2, that low bass octave that a lot of diatonic and chromatic players love in the keys of D, G, and A. So it goes C3, C sharp 3, D2. Then it goes back to D sharp 3, or E flat 3 if you prefer, and then to E3, but then the F note is F2, that low bass octave F2. And then it goes fully chromatically all the way up, and we're back to F sharp 3, and so on, all the way up to the highest C. So let me just give you a little bit of what this sounds like. What I'm going to do first is play the C chord. And here's the C sharp chord. The D chord. E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A, B flat, and B. And now what I'm going to do is try to go up just strumming in each key, the 1, 4, and 5 chord of each key, starting in the key of C with some different patterns and sounds. And remember, these are only the major chords of each key. Now, one other thing I want to show you that you can do on this kind of harp, I'm going to demonstrate it first in just the C chord. Like, here's a basic C chord. And I can add the 6, the 7, flatted 7th, and then the major 7th. I can also, like, start out with the basic C chord and go to the minor and add the 6 to the minor, the 7th, and so on. Or, going back to the basic C chord, I can do the sus4 and add the 6, 7, major 7, and so on. So you can really make any chord you want, and you can add the notes one at a time if you want, and release them one at a time if you don't want to hear them. But what I'm going to do is just play a little bit of some interesting strumming picking patterns that you can do by going quickly quickly between some of those chords, like here in the key of C. Here is one of a lot of Autoharpers' favorite keys, key of D. Same kind of thing. And now I'm going to try to show you a little bit. Let me take these picks off first so I can do this. I've already told you a little bit about the stringing of this harp and how it's set up, but wanted to tell you a little more about this one. Bill Newton of Knoxville, Tennessee, developed the original Keyboard Autoharp back, I think, in the 1980s. And then for about the past 10 years or so, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 years, luthier Pete Daigle has been working with me to refine that keyboard design, make it a little quieter, more ergonomic, and a little bit easier to service. But we hadn't quite totally achieved the goals. And then I've been working with Ken Ellis this past year, and we've been working to conquer all of the problems that were inherent in some of the previous keyboard designs. And Ken has done a marvelous job of doing that. And incorporating some of my ideas as well as some of Pete's ideas, and of course the original Bill Newton's ideas, into making this as wonderful a keyboard harp as it is. And of course the other thing, some other keyboard harps have had more strings, you know, like 46 strings and even all the way up to 49 strings. And but those with the more strings, they weren't able to get any fine tuner sets for them. But this one is back to a 37 string harp, which is, you know, the pretty standard one that most people want. And this one, as you can see, does have fine tuners. And also Ken has made some other, I think, unique redesign of the underneath the string bracketing system, so that it's much easier to service and so on. So that's sort of what I want to show you about. Let me put this up here. I think you can see what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get a screwdriver. And all you have to do to access the felts and the strings for string changing are pretty much what you do on any standard auto harp. That is, I'm going to take off this one end bar cover on the bass side of the harp. Lay that over here. And then, let me show you, turn it around so you can sort of see. There's the pin block, and you can see some of the metal brackets, at least the end pieces of them. But as I'm going to show you in just a minute, there's a lot that's very different. There is a single long metal bracket under each chord bar, so that you don't have to have individual brackets to worry about getting positioned just correctly. I'll show you more about that in just a second. Let me spin this back around. And what I'm going to do to get these bars off is just like a standard auto harp. You just lift them off and slide them out from the notch end like that. And I'm going to lay those over there. And I'm going to show you, see there's no felts at all, no brackets at all on the bottom of any of these bars. There are, however, a couple of screws, adjusting screws. You can see those screws at either end here that allow one to make adjustments to the distance that the brackets go down so that you get uniform muting of all the felts. You don't have to individually adjust the brackets. And really, what I'm showing you, it's a little bit tricky initially installing the chord bar set. So I think if any of you are interested, you'd have to get Ken to make the set for you and install it on your harp. Once it's installed and adjusted correctly, other than changing strings, you may never have to worry about changing felts or anything else, or totally disassembling the harp, except like when you do need to, if you do need to change some of the little felt pads, or if you want to change your strings, you do what I just did. And let me show you like this. I'll let you see how the brackets are individual long brackets, 12 of them, going again underneath the whole length of the harp. And you can see the little black felt pads there, which are muting all the strings. Let's see if I can get this so I can sort of point. Like, this is the B bar, and this is down here, that black pad that's stuck to the metal bracket. That is the B3, lowest B note. And then this next one is the B4, and that's the B5. And you can see how, since it's a fully chromatic harp, these felt pads just march like little soldiers up each half-step string. So like, there's the B, there's the B flat, and the A, and so on down to the C. And of course the other octaves go the same way. And if I can get this to where you can see it. I think you can if I get it like that. Okay. I think you can see how those metal brackets go underneath all of the strings, and that the felt pads are just stuck on top of them. And so I'm going to try to get this down here. And if you ever needed to adjust or change one of the felts, which you may not ever have to do, all you do is you get like a pair of needle nose pliers, and you go down, go to one that you can see here, and you use a finger to sort of press down, and then you get your needle nose pliers, and you peel it up or stick it on. And that's all you got to do. You don't have to remove the strings to do it or anything. And if you want to change the strings, all you got, like you break a string, or you just have been playing a long time, you need to change your whole set of strings. All you do is you take off the bars like that, and you don't have to remove the felts or anything. You just proceed, loosen your strings and take them off and replace them one at a time. And you can easily do that over these felt pads that are attached. Let me show you a little bit more about these felt pads and why I say you may never need to change them. What I have developed and is the best alternative to this for felting for this harp is this material here. And what this is the fuzzy Velcro side of a neoprene fabric. Like they use in wetsuits and stuff to make seals. And this is only just a little more than an 1/8 inch thick, or maybe a little less than an 1/8 inch thick. That's what it is, a little bit less than an 1/8 inch. And that really black part that you see is the neoprene foam. And the fuzz that you see, it looks, in this angle, it looks sort of like a light gray. It's a very fine felt. And let me turn it up this way, you can see it's black, really. And but it's not real thick. And it's nylon, so it's hardly ever going to wear out. And you can see how, like I'm doing that one string, that's the highest B string, and I'm just pushing down here to release it. And I'm going to let go. You hear how well and how quickly it damps it. And if you do need to do these felts, all you got to do is I use a, see if I can make enough room over here where you can see. I just use a little wooden block, cutting block, and a straight edge razor blade. And all you got to do is, I have some marks here that are about 1/8 of an inch or a little bit more apart as a guide, but you can get really good at this, and you just get the razor blade, straight edge, and you just make a straight down cut. And then you can peel it off the sticky back stuff like that, and get your needle nose pliers and grab it like that, and then you can put it on as you need. And remember, for the whole harp, you only need 37 of those tiny little pads, because you only need one for each string. So, a foot of this material can refelt your entire harp. And like I say, you may never need to do that, but if you do, it's easy and inexpensive. So, let me stop it there and put this back together. And that's pretty much the demo of this new, I guess since it's descended from Bill Newton and yours truly, Steve Brown and Pete Daigle, but Ken Ellis is the one that has developed these unique metal pads, and I think he's probably going to have a patent on that approach to this particular harp. But so I guess we could just call it the Newton, Brown, Daigle, Ellis keyboard harp. I don't know, but anyway, if you're interested in it, you could get in touch with Ken Ellis, and he can talk with you about cost and installation of one of these if you're interested in one. Okay, thanks a lot. Take care.